Salute, peace and power, shalom, blessings to everybody. Appreciate all my new subscribers. Thank you. And all the A1 Day Ones, thanks. And all the returning subs to you as well. I appreciate the time, effort, and energy. So, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to provide some of the things that I read in regards to when I say I do homework and research, and some of the things that also guide me to the things that I read to do homework and research upon, so I can look further into what I'm studying or paying attention to, or the things that get my attention. So, for instance, if I want to know about fasting, I have a book that'll lead me to other books about fasting. Or, if I want to do homework and research on the definition of something, because again, not put my age out there, but I existed before the internet was popular, meaning, when I was into school and going to school, we had to really do a lot of things on our own and or go to the library, do the homework and do the research. And I'm not discrediting the people out here now that's getting things done the way they get it done. Google or however they get things done, AI, whatever. Peace and power to them. I'm just saying, when I came up, Google wasn't available. You couldn't just put something in the search bar and it'll give you definition. So, for instance, this is one of the things that I'm reading. You know what I mean? This is something that I'm paying attention to right now. That's helping me. And this is called The Craft of Research, and this is the 4th edition of this. So I have the other editions. However, I had this one handy because this is the one that I'm studying right now. Because I always say do your own work and do your own research. And a lot of times, or majority of times, when people say that, some people believe people just saying things, so people don't want to argue, dispute, or debate what they're saying as facts, or what they believe to be as facts. So this is something, again, that I'm studying, that I do research in, and I get research from. And this is called The Craft of Research, the 4th edition. And I'm not saying that because I do homework and research out of this book. This is the only one. No, I have other books that I do homework and research and study from. This is just one of them that I'm studying and doing research from now, at this present juncture in my life and through my journey right now. And like I said, I have other books that I do study out of, I do study from. This is one of them. Okay, now, something else that I look at and I get definition from or meaning from. Because like I said, I'm not saying that I don't trust or I don't believe Google. I'm not saying that. But this is the Webster's New World Thesaurus. And I also utilize this when I make music. It helps me with more clarity and better definition of a word and with words. And this is the Webster's New World Thesaurus. So again, I'm doing this because I'm not saying anyone challenging or anyone's debating that if I really do homework and research. However, I'm going to show certain people because certain people do ask me. Because again, I'm doing this just not on the internet, in real life. People say, well, what are you studying? Or what are you reading? Or, where you at with your studies today? And I'll say, okay, I'm dealing with this. I'm dealing with that. And they'll ask me, oh, what's the name of the book or who's the author? And a lot of times I'm into various different books. So I can't really remember all the authors or the names off the top of my head. So that's why I'm doing that. And this is something that I've been read a long time ago. And this is called Fasting for Spiritual Breakthrough. Again, this is called Fasting for Spiritual Breakthrough. And this is a read that I've been read, I would say maybe like 4-5 years ago. And what it did for me, and again, when we do things, homework, research, reading, writing, arithmetic, mathematics, whatever it may be, we all get and gain different knowledge from things that we read. And some people just read and may not fully be aware or have the total understanding of what they're reading. I had to learn that the hard way about knowing how to read something and then knowing what I'm reading and then gaining the information or the education or the knowledge from what I read. So with that book, well, with this book, Fasting, right here for spiritual breakthrough, it taught me how to fast and then see or seek the spiritual knowledge that I needed at that point in my life to get me to another point. That's why I always explain and say to people, well, I'm more spiritual than religious, or I'm believing spirituality more than religion. And again, I'm not knocking anyone's religion, believe in what you believe in. I'm just saying, me, I'd rather deal with spirituality. So therefore, I could just believe in God or the higher power or the Elohim or Yahweh or Yahshua. And I say all those names because when I say God, people have to say, well, it's called, or he's called the Elohim, or he's called Yahweh, or he's called Yahshua, or he's called Allah, or Jesus Christ. And again, I'm not knocking what anyone believes. I'm just saying why I say all those names, because I get it. And I will be doing that a lot more. I will be bringing to my platform things that I'm studying and reading and where I gain knowledge or homework or research from. And I'm not saying just because I read it, others should read it, or others should look for the same books that I'm reading, or others should do the same homework that I'm doing, or others should research the things I research. No, I'm saying what I do. And I'm also free and open to people getting in the comments and telling me, well, this is a good book to do homework from, or this is a good book to do research from, or this is a good book to study. I don't have no problem with that. I'm open when it comes to knowledge. I'm open when it comes to learning. No matter how much I learn, knowledge is infinite. So that means I can still learn more, and I need to learn more. And I have tolerance and I have patience because I understand that when you learn it, it's a difficult process because you have to learn how to decipher through facts, lies, manipulation, deception. So it's a lot of things when it comes to learning. So you have to have tolerance and patience to want to learn, to want to know, to want to grow, and not believe you know everything. Like I said, when it comes to knowledge, it's infinite. So I'm still learning, still willing to learn, and still want to learn because there's a lot of things that I don't know. And that's why I appreciate doing homework and research, like I previously said on a lot of other videos, or previously said on a lot of other videos, that I'm still learning every day. And when I do homework and research, I find things out more and more. I'm like, wow, I'm glad I read that. And when I do homework and research, I don't overwhelm myself. Like I don't try to read a whole book in 2 days or a week, or I take my time. Sometimes it takes me 6 months to get through something because I have to go back. So say if I read a chapter, I'll be like, you know what? Let me read this chapter again. Or let me read, this section or this portion again to make sure that I read everything correctly and I fully understand. And when I don't understand a word or I don't understand something, I'll seek higher learning so I can really get the overall definition or the overall meanings. I'll be like, okay, that's what that literally means. And that's what that logically meant. All right, thanks. So now that may take me longer or I have to put extra time into it, but it's fine. It's fine because I need to learn for me. Yes, I do bring certain things in my platform, but I need to learn for me. It's not strictly for my platform or strictly for those who email me and ask me to speak about certain things or ask me information about certain things. And eventually that will come in time where I'll be able to share certain emails that people have asked me questions or people emailed me and told me thank you for a video or videos or thank you for information or thank you for education. But I have to speak to those people and say, is it all right if I share email? Because, I do what I do on my podcast, on YouTube. And some people may give me the okay, some people may not. And I got to respect their wishes. Because when we speaking in confidentiality at the end of the day. And I don't want to just put someone's email, not their address, but the email they sent me out there. They may be like, nah, I don't want nobody to know what I asked, or I don't want nobody to know that I'm speaking to you privately. Why would you want to share that with the world? So I have to respect it. And if nobody give me the okay, then I won't be able to share them. But I'm not sharing them to prove anything. I'm sharing them because I feel blessed and I'm humbled that somebody asked me for information, or somebody asks my advice or my thoughts or my perspective on certain things that they may experience or they may be going through or they may have seen or they may just want to know. I'm blessed. I'm humbled that somebody they say, well, what's your take on this, or what's your advice for this, or what do you suggest? I'm humbled because never in my wildest dreams or imagination I would have thought that somebody would think highly of what I had to say, or what I believe, or what I see, or my thought process when it comes to certain things. So I'm appreciative of that. So what I did today and what I was doing today, I just wanted to share some of the things that I have read and still is reading, or will read to gain knowledge, or to gain more thought, or more education, to help me with spirituality, to help me with the way I speak, to help me with my thought process. Just things that guide me through life. And again, I will be sharing a lot more. I just wanted to share that and show some of you guys some of the things that I read, some of the things that I do homework and research based around the books that help me. Okay, I want to research this. Okay, well, this book will help me do that. Or I want more knowledge based around this. And this book, or if not the book, this chapter will help me get there, or find out, or seek the information, or obtain the knowledge. And again, like I said, sometimes it can take me 6 months, it can take me 8 months. That the timing of it is not the issue to me. The issue to me is gaining and getting the necessary knowledge from said book or said chapter. So now that I got that, I can say, okay, I got what I was looking for. And again, I don't stick on one particular author. Like, I move around. I'm versatile. I'll go with maybe one particular book about research, and I'll go to another author to find more and different, because every author have their own way of presenting information of how to do research or education or research. So if I could be versatile and I could, get various different books based around homework and research, it can help me open my mind. So I'm thankful for that. So I just want to show some of you guys some of the things that I do homework, research based around. And again, for all the new subscribers, I appreciate it. For all A1 Day Ones, thank you for your time, effort, and energy. And for all the returning subscribers, thank you. May God bless. May God watch. For the haters and detractors, keep doing what you're doing. Not interested, don't recommend, and unsubscribe. Peace, world.